Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are we are here on the first episode of How to Get Infinite Ammo in Resi 7. I want to preface this by saying that, especially in the Madhouse run, which we'll do in a few episodes, we'll starting on episode 6. But I just want it to be known that, I'm assuming, because I know there's probably going to be some people that have already played the game, like their first playthrough, and they got maybe one or two of these unlocks already. But I also know that there's some people out there, like myself, that might have bought the game on a second platform as well and want to get infinite ammo immediately, quickly, and efficiently without too much hassle. And yeah, you could go straight for infinite ammo and just go play on Madhouse on your first playthrough and get the infinite ammo plus whatever other unlocks you happen to get. But this particular series, much like with Resident Evil 1 series, is more focused on the easier way to do it. You have to put in a little bit more work, put in a little bit more time, but instead of going straight for it with little to nothing, it makes it easier, right? So just real quickly before we actually start this, I apologize for just putting my phone in there, but I have all the info on my phone. The Albert, which is the strongest handgun in the game, you unlock by just beating the game regardless of difficulty, so that's good. The Secrets of Defense, which basically, when you have it on your person in your inventory, you take less damage when you're blocking. So, which is good, especially on Madhouse. Even though I am a moron and I, for some reason, don't use it when I probably should, that's just still something that is nice to have. And I think it's more so lack of inventory, and I'm like, screw it, I'd rather bring more ammo. But anyway. So, Secrets of Defense you just get by beating the game on any difficulty, just like the handgun, the Albert. Madhouse difficulty, same thing. You either get that by pre-ordering the game, beating the game, beating your first playthrough in easy or normal, or if you buy the DLC coin set, you can also unlock Madhouse that way. So there's 3 ways to unlock Madhouse, but yeah. We're going to be doing our first playthrough in easy difficulty anyway, so you're going to unlock Madhouse. So that's 3 things that we're going to get right off the bat by just playing this first playthrough that we're about to start here in a minute. And then there's the X-ray glasses. You get the X-ray glasses, which basically act as a permanent psychostimulant as long as it's on your person, so you can see items, there's little icons that hover over items. And the icons are different depending on if it's a consumable or an antique coin or a bobblehead or whatever. So that's very nice to have, especially on Madhouse, where resources are way more scarce. So definitely something to have to make it a lot easier. So the circular saw, which is way better than the chainsaw that you get when you do the jack fight in the basement. Way better. And you don't have to turn it back on. It's just so much nicer. Same thing like with the X-ray glasses. You get that by beating the game in under 4 hours, regardless of difficulty. The Essence of Defense, which is basically the same thing as Secrets of Defense, just with a different name. You get that by destroying all of the bobbleheads, all 20 of them. And once you do that, you unlock it, and it stacks with the Secrets of Defense, so basically if you have it on your person, it's basically Secrets of Defense times 2 if you have both on your person, so you take even less damage when blocking, which is nice. Again, especially on Madhouse. The walking shoes you also unlock in under 4 hours, but if you beat the game in under 4 hours on any difficulty, but it doesn't do anything for your sprint speed, it just makes you walk faster, so it's kind of a stupid unlock, but you know, if you've already beaten the game multiple times, and especially if you have infinite ammo and you have all that extra space for not having to carry multiple different ammo types, you know, it could be nice to have when you're going a bit slow, you know. But yeah, and then of course the final unlock, infinite ammo, which you get by beating the game on Madhouse difficulty. Thankfully, they don't give you a time limit, unlike Resident Evil 1, where you gotta beat the game in under certain times to get the infinite handgun and the RPG. So, in one playthrough, you could get every single one of those unlocks, with the exception of infinite ammo, because again, Madhouse, by just beating the game in under 4 hours and finding every single bobblehead and destroying it. And now that we got that out of the way, let's start this. These are I decided to quickly insert the end game stats, which is what you just saw. So that's the stats that I finished with. And I don't know why I decided to include the cutscenes. I'm probably gonna skip all these cutscenes because, like, they're unskippable cutscenes. But like when I actually go do my Madhouse run, which I actually have I have the first half of my Madhouse run already recorded. I just need to record the second half and do some editing. But yeah, this playthrough I'm playing on the PC because I already have all of my unlocks on PlayStation as well, and I figured PC has faster load time, so might as well do the PC version, right? The only reason I did the PlayStation version of Resident Evil 1 is because I actually had never touched that version really before, and I haven't gotten any of my unlocks, so I figured that was a good way to show it from a more authentic perspective. But that being said, we're gonna go through this, and the stats that you just saw a minute ago, I wouldn't pay attention to the Mr. Everywhere bobblehead stat, because since it said 20 out of 20, I mean, yes, we do end up getting all 20 of the bobbleheads, period, but that is the only stat because there's an unlock specific to that stat, where once you get all 20, that stat will stay at 20 for every playthrough. So it's because I already unlocked it. So like, for example, if for whatever reason I missed one, that wouldn't have shown up at all. It would have still said 20 even if I missed one or two, or if I got none of them. So that's the one stat that you just ignore. But how long it took me to beat the game, how many heals I used, like everything else is valid, because that is playthrough specific. As you can see, I sped this up to 6 times the speed. Yes, this is 6 times the speed. Yeah, because all of this is very linear, very scripted. So yeah. But yeah. I know you probably didn't see it because, again, it's 6 times the speed, but I did go into my inventory and remove Mia's email, which I think it automatically does that for you anyway when you get to the main house.
Thank God I found you. It's me. It's Ethan.
But yeah.
Ethan? Are you alright?
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, on both the PlayStation and PC version of this game, I do have every single unlock for the main game. Like, I have infinite ammo, everything. So you're gonna see that pop into my item box, but I'm gonna play this first playthrough as if it's my first playthrough, as if I am going for the unlocks, like trying to unlock all the unlocks that I just said, with the exception of infinite ammo, obviously, in one playthrough. So we're going to be playing this game normally, we're going to get all the bobbleheads, and we're going to beat it in under 4 hours with, I think, just over an hour to spare. So, but because that we are going to end up, if you play this game exactly the way that I've shown you, just like with the Resident Evil 1 series, if you play this game identically, you should Well, actually, with this particular playthrough, if you play this game identical to what I'm showing you, you will definitely, like, you'll have an hour to spare, but knowing that gives you an hour to do things differently and experiment if you're like, hey, I want to do this slightly different for whatever reason. Because keep in mind, it is easy difficulty. It's not a hard game. It's not a hard game on easy difficulty, but it's incredibly difficult on Madhouse. The first half of the recording that I have of Madhouse, I died like, I think 5 times. So it is a bit difficult. But that's exactly why we're doing this, so that way you can walk in more prepared than you would normally, instead of just going into Madhouse on your first playthrough if you have it unlocked for some reason, whether it be pre-ordering or the DLC coin set, and just going straight into it like I did on PlayStation. I just went straight into it, and it was difficult but doable, but I died a number of times. But this is for people that, you know, would rather walk in with a more heavy focused, you know, mindset where, like, you have more to work with. Because I didn't have the circular chainsaw on my PS4 Madhouse run. I didn't have, you know, I had to play it completely normal. And it did make it noticeably harder. It really did. Like, the circular saw especially, that's your best fucking friend on Madhouse. I just shit you not. You're gonna notice that later in the game, when we get to the boat section, there's also gonna be a part that's at 6 times the speed, and I only do that for sections just like everything up to the Mia fight that we just had, where it's very linear, nothing is going on, you're just going from point A to point B. Like, yeah, there's probably some of you that are like, well, you probably could have done that in Resi 1, just saying, but it's like, yeah, but Resi 1 compared to 7 is a lot more open. Like, after you get the sword key, like, you could either go to one side of the mansion or the other, but then you do have to come back to the other side, and, you know, and at least to a point, there's more ways to approach it. But 7, for the most part, unless you were going full-on loot whore like I like to do and loot everything the best that you can, you're usually following a very, very specific path. And maybe doing some slight changes based on where enemies are and trying to avoid them if you don't attack them head on or something. But 7 is very fucking linear, which I think is good. Like, I think it's good. That's good for the type of game it is, because you can, well, to a point. So with 1, it was a bit more like I needed to actually show everything, and if I speed it up, especially with the shifting camera angles all the damn time, right? Because of that fixed camera angle, it would have been weird, and I didn't think it was appropriate for that particular game.
It fucking hurts.
You know, on Madhouse, because obviously I can't skip the cutscenes except for that one cutscene on the boat. On Madhouse, since that's going to be a much longer playthrough because I'm dying multiple times, and like, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I probably will skip a lot of the cutscenes, so I don't know if that's going to make the total amount of recording smaller or what, but it's whatevs. Yeah, but we're already at the Mia fight. Well, the last one, which is good. On easy difficulty, naturally, as the title suggests, it's super fucking easy. I struggle with this fight on Madhouse, not so much on normal, even though it is a tad bit more difficult, but on Madhouse for some reason, and it's mostly the fact that the aiming is really stiff, in my opinion, and the fact that I've never been really that good at shooters in general. I am not the best at my aim. I mean, it doesn't help that I use controller, and keyboard and mouse users are probably like, dude, you need to learn. I'm like, no, I've literally grown up my whole life using a controller. I prefer the controller. Is it stupid? Probably. Yeah, I acknowledge that. But that's just what I feel comfortable with. But yeah, since we're on easy, no big deal. Just keep calm. She won't do a whole lot of damage to you. Go for headshots to the best of your ability. Try not to waste too many shots.
They're relying on me.
You can block it, but I think you gotta time it. Yeah, she's dead. You see how? Yeah, now she's dead. Because she took their second hand off the chainsaw and she kind of was like, ugh. Yeah, so that's how you know she's dead. And that's very important on Madhouse because of how much more damage she takes. Like on Madhouse, I think you have to hit every single bullet in the head. I think you can only miss like a couple shots, but for the most part, you have to make every single one of those bullets that they give you count. Because otherwise, you have to use the axe. And on my Madhouse run, I actually ended up having to use the axe, and I managed to kill her, which thank God for that. But it's not preferred. Like, Madhouse really wants you to be smart and be good with all aspects of the game, which is fair because you're on the hardest difficulty. That's kind of what they expect, but still. Yeah, like on my Madhouse run, I died, I think, twice. I died once to Mia with the axe fight. I died once to her in the chainsaw fight. And then I think I died twice to Jack. Maybe 3 times. Trying to get to the first safe room. And then I died a few times in his first boss fight with the car.
What the hell?
It's very difficult in Madhouse.
Time for supper.
Who are all you people? Where's Mia?
Eat it. It's good.
Dumb some bitch wasn't no good if it hit him.
Yes.
Get up to him, Marguerite. His boy's got to eat. He got to have his supper. Come here, boy.
He's not eating
Get the hell up, Marguerite.
for him.
Get the hell out of here.
You're a son of a bitch. Oh, I can't believe it. Not eating.
This was supposed to be a very special feast. My boy.
God, it's so just, ugh.
God damn it. I'll bet it's that cop again. Goddamn pigs. I'm coming back for you.
Now we get to the actual gameplay side of things. Now that this cutscene's over. On Madhouse, he seems to be a lot more on point in the sense of like he would have already been walking down here, so it must be like a difficulty thing. So Madhouse, like as soon as you turn that corner and then you go to peer back at him, see what he's doing, that's right then, that's when he turns his head and he starts walking down the hall, so he's a lot, I guess you could say, more aggressive with, you know, searching for you. And his patterns are, I think, a lot more random on Madhouse.
What the fuck?
And he is very easy to avoid on easy, naturally. Madhouse, that gave me a rough time because his patterns were a lot more random, a lot more complicated. I'd almost always get detected. I'd be lucky if I managed to get the fucking key in the fucking thing before he caught me. And then he would always catch me and have to do the whole leg thing, and then I'd try to put the key in real quick and then run away while it's trying to unlock and open, and then he'd just catch up to me because he's so damn quick. And then he'd just two-hit kill me. Like the most annoying part of Madhouse is literally everything up to this save room. Because especially when you have infinite ammo, once you get to this save room, Madhouse becomes 1,000 times easier because you just infinite ammo and you just put enhanced handgun into the Albert and it's amazing. But yeah, that's why I have a Madhouse save. That's literally this save room at this point in the game, so that way I can bypass everything up to it, and it's just so nice. But as you can see, I have every single unlock, including infinite ammo, but again, we're playing this playthrough as if we don't have any of that, and that we're unlocking it, so we're playing it normally. I broke this playthrough into 5 parts, so...
Hey, open! Hey, you gotta help me. Hold on, back up. Sir, I mean, is this your property? What? Me? No. No. All right. Now, we got several calls about some missing persons lately. You don't understand. I gotta get out of here. Now, calm down. You're not listening to me. There are crazy people in this house trying to fucking kill me.
Well, all right. Let me tell you this. You don't exactly seem like you playing with a full deck yourself, all right?
Are you kidding me?
Look, like I said, we've had several missing persons calls. And I can't rule out that an outsider like yourself may not be involved.
All right. I'll tell you whatever you want.
All right. Now, that's That's more like it. Now, meet me in the garage. We'll talk.
Hey, wait. You gotta give me your gun.
You must have lost your mind.
Look, officer.
Deputy.
Right. Deputy. You want to see my name in the obituaries? Or do you want to be a hero and save my life?
I mean, yeah, I'd want to be a hero. That would be kick-ass. You know, get a medal for it.
A fucking pocket knife?
Here. Take it. That's all you gonna do. Now, garage. Now.
What am I gonna do with a knife?
That for starters. If you guys hear any background noise, I do apologize.
Hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Now, first, you need to tell me what you're doing out here alone in the middle of the night.
Me? What about you?
No, it's my job. Why don't you do your job and tell me? Answer my questions.
You're not gonna believe me if I told you.
Try. Hey, put that door back. Put that door back. Wait!
Okay. You want to grab that pistol immediately and get in the car as fast as you can. Because even on easy, I think in this fight he does maybe not a whole lot of damage, but you still want to get into the car as soon as you can, because if you wait too long, he'll get in the car, and once he gets in the car, you have to do damage to him while he's in the driver's seat, and if you don't damage him while he's driving, he'll just keep driving the car and trying to hit you. And that was the big difficulty, was trying to do this fight while having to get a lockpick, open the chest that had the keys in it, because on Madhouse it's in a chest and you have to unlock it, and then by then he's done doing his flipping out animation and he's on my ass, and if you get in the car without him being distracted, he pulls your ass out of the car and then gets in it. So you basically have to do that fight with him in the car, and trying to do that without using any ammo or using like the circular saw and trying to hit him without getting hit by the car, which will, if you're lucky, 2-hit kill you. It's, yeah, this fight is a pain in the ass on Madhouse without infinite ammo. You know, it, like, my god. Yep, fight over. Yeah.
Do I have your attention, boy? You're about to see some more. Oh, fuck!
We're getting pretty close to being done with this particular video, actually. Just doing a quick scroll looking for resources, you know. Just a quick search. And then we're going to be ending the video when we get to the next save room, which is, you know. Yeah, but I think we're going to loot everything to the best that we can. You're probably going to see me searching areas that, like right here, I shouldn't have really come in here because there's no loot in here, but on Madhouse there is. There's like a separating agent and a neuro round, so, yeah. As you can, yeah, you're gonna see that I have massive OCD with my organization, but you probably saw that in the Resi 1 series with how I organize my item box and shit. And that's the first bobblehead out of 20. There is one bobblehead that I didn't destroy, and it's gonna be on the ship, which you'll see later. And that's purely because of the path I took, I didn't have a gun, and I didn't have a way to shoot it because of where it was, and you'll see. But I did count it as like, oh, I got it, because I'm gonna make sure, especially when we get to that point in that particular boat episode, I'm gonna heavily emphasize to come back and get that. Even though I personally didn't, because obviously I already have gotten it since I have all the unlocks already, right? So I didn't go for it because I already had it, but I was showing you where it is and I added it to my counter because now that you've seen where it is, you can go back, especially since you'll have about an hour to spare if you follow my pathing and at the same pace, you know, and doing the boss battles fairly similarly well in terms of quickness and all that, right? So as long as you're relatively on pace with me, you'll have plenty of time to go back and grab it. That's why I'm gonna make that. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, there's another one. Yeah, there's a total of 15 bobbleheads in the Baker between now and the boat. And then the boat has 2, and then the mines will have 3. Well, the mines will have 2, and then the old house where you do the final fight with Evie will have the final one. So you need to so let's say, for example, if you're on your very first playthrough of this game, or you're doing like or however many playthroughs that you currently have done, but you haven't gotten all of the bobbleheads, you've gotten little to none, then you could check your stats and be like, okay, am I at 15 when I get to the boat? And if yes, great. If not, well, damn, you're not gonna get the Essence of Defense. But honestly, like I said, the Essence of Defense, like, especially on Madhouse, I mean, yes, it helps if you utilize your block all the time, but honestly, if you don't have any of the defense items and you go to block, I think one hit you'll still get a little bit of red, like in the top of your screen. So even with blocking, I think you can only do like 3, maybe 4 hits before dying. So maybe with the defense items that goes to 5 or 6, I don't know, if you actually time your blocks, but I don't usually use them.
It's over, boy. I'm on to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I for some reason I've never been able to get this one down perfectly. Well, I mean, I'm honestly not that good at shadow puzzles anyway, so. Yeah, the video is rapidly approaching its end. Because the safe room is just around the corner and then the video is gonna cut. 5 bobbleheads. We're making great progress in the bobblehead department, which is good. I don't know why I keep checking that one, even though I know that there's never anything in it, but OCD, I guess, I don't know. Alright, we're at the end of this video. I'm just gonna go crawling through my item box and whatnot. So, and then we'll pick up where we left off. I will see you guys on the next one where we face Jack. Bye-bye.